Hey, I'm back, and I have some news to share with you. But it might not be what you're thinking. I know I've been gone for a really long time, and a lot of you are expecting all the progress and different things I've made on Unity. However, that's not the case. We have a lot to talk about today. First of all, to address the elephant in the room, I didn't exactly move on to Unity. Now that isn't to say I didn't try, but it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. And here's why. When I started Roblox Studio, I had no hesitation to go into massive, ambitious projects that all ultimately failed in the end. While these projects did fail, I learned so much from these failures that eventually, failure after failure after failure, I've come to a point where I'm able to successfully create these large projects I have in my head on Roblox Studio. Once I got that feeling of being able to make anything I wanted, it became incredibly difficult to go back. I want to make worlds, dramatic scenes, and intuitive gameplay, but that makes it a bit difficult to move on to a platform where I barely know how to make a block move back and forth. So, in order to get past this, I needed time and patience. Two things I sadly did not have. Around the time of posting that video, I was getting ready to move on to college. I was so used to having hours upon hours of free time, I ignorantly failed to anticipate how much time college takes away from personal activities. While both Roblox and Unity take a lot of time to develop games with, Roblox is much quicker when it comes to this. Due to its accessibility, pre-made assets, and default functions, Roblox excels at quick projects. As of right now, I'm majoring in, you guessed it, computer science. I don't have a lot of time for personal projects. So instead of taking 3 hours to make small strides on learning Unity, I took that time to enjoy myself, making large updates and changes to my current Roblox projects. Another issue with me moving on to Unity was leaving behind what I had already created in Roblox. As you saw before in the previous video, I've made many Roblox projects, a lot of which I was planning on going back to and finishing. While actually finishing any of my previous projects is ambitious to say the least, it's still refreshing to know I always have something to go back to, instead of starting from scratch every time. And even if I did want to start from scratch, I can take assets I've made in my previous projects and apply them to a new one. That being said, I would like to address something I left out in my previous video. I might not have been fully honest about Mercy being the only project I was passionate about. I came up with the concept for Riptide a little over 2 years ago, and I've been working on the story for the game even longer than that. While the road to creating this project has been very bumpy, I always come back to it. So far, there have been 3 iterations of the game. Every time I get close to being finished, I realize how much of a screwy mess I've made the game, and I proceed to give up. Then, about a month later, I restart. However, as of now, I'm extremely close to getting Riptide in a playable state, and I am very pleased with how it has been turning out. Right now, I'm working on the multiplayer of the game. When I am finished with that, I will start development on the campaign. I could get into the story of the game, but I might save that for another video. While the game is no copy, I won't lie to you and say I came up with everything myself. The game is heavily influenced by games that already exist today. Riptide takes gameplay inspiration from Doom Eternal and Titanfall 2, It also takes aesthetic inspiration from Cyberpunk 2077 and Detroit Become Human. This game has held a special place in my heart for a long time now, and I don't want to let it go just yet. While this video did seem like an excuse to stay on Roblox Studio, and kinda was, I won't leave it at that. While the layout of Unity was appealing because of its similarity to Roblox, I've noticed that I'm starting to gravitate towards another engine. So, as you probably guessed, instead of learning Unity, I will take some time to learn Unreal Engine while working on Riptide. And even though I will most likely be posting more about Riptide than Unreal, I will try to take a few minutes a day to learn something new in Unreal. This way, I can satisfy my need to make ambitious projects while still learning a new engine. And another upside to using Unreal is that it uses C++ as its default language, and I just so happen to be learning the same language in my computer science class. Therefore, I'm hoping that my relationship with Unreal won't hinder my academics, but in fact move it forward, and vice versa. As a whole, I would like to apologize for not keeping my word, but now starts a new beginning for me and this channel. Hopefully, this time, I can stay on track.